guys, I'm Evan Etzbeth, a Springbok rugby player. You're watching Gareth Mason on Walking Tour with G-Man.
What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is about the Rugby World Cup and predicting the upsets of this World Cup that could potentially happen. We saw a few last time's World Cup in 2015. Obviously the highlight being South Africa losing to Japan. It didn't quite affect the campaign, obviously gave us a little bit of a hiccup, but this World Cup, with it being a lot more competitive, we're seeing the tier 2 nations really putting it out and showing what they want to prove to world rugby, showing that they are here to be competitive, here to put a name down, and here to show the world that you can't quite write them off like we sometimes tend to do in world rugby. You think, we're going to play Samoa, Fiji, or Japan, it's going to be a walkover, we'll club them with a bonus point easy, but yet it's not always that easy to destroy a team like this, because they too want to prove their critics wrong. They too want to show the world what they're capable of, and they too want to maybe pick up an important victory that people will talk about for years. Think of it, it's been 4 years since the last World Cup, and I'm still often reminded about Japan versus South Africa, and Japan beating South Africa. It was a memorable moment in World Cup history, and it's one that we're going to maybe see in this World Cup, and I'm pretty sure we will witness something, whether it's South Africa maybe beating New Zealand, whether it's Ireland losing to Scotland or whoever it may be, or whether it's a quarterfinals that we think are predictable and teams surprise us in order to get to their various positions. I mean, that can very well happen. We could see a final that we're not expecting. We could see a semi-final that we're not quite expecting. It's up to the World Cup, it's up to the rugby players to see how they go about this and how they pick up a victory that could shock us all in this World Cup. And it's could very well happen. I want to go through the pool stages and go through the teams and then predict who I think we could see maybe an upset or not. So we've got a pool A. We've got Ireland, Scotland, Japan, Russia, Samoa. Firstly, Japan are at home, so we can't write them off. And as I said, they beat South Africa, so we've got to be on alert. They're obviously all going to play each other well. You'd think Ireland, Scotland go first. But if I have to put a prediction on, and again, don't get offended, this is just a thought. Remember, we lost 2. But Japan could very well definitely beat Russia and Samoa, in my opinion, and will guarantee probably leave third. Can they beat Scotland or Ireland? It's possible. It really is possible, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see an upset of Scotland maybe beating Ireland and Japan maybe beating Scotland, causing a few headaches and making this pool a little bit more, that much more interesting. So I think it could happen. Japan beating Scotland, Scotland maybe beating Ireland. And think of the quarterfinal stage. That's going to throw a curveball, because we're seeing Ireland generally playing probably South Africa in the quarterfinals if South Africa don't beat New Zealand in the pool stage. So anything could happen, but that would be my thought of predicting maybe an upset in that group. Pool B, New Zealand, South Africa, Italy, Namibia, Canada. Look, I know Italy's beaten South Africa once before, but it's a total different story in the Rugby World Cup. I don't see that quite happening, but it could. And if it were, it would probably be that game, because Italy won't beat New Zealand. That I can confidently tell you. As for Namibia, Canada, not too familiar with them, but I'd see Italy definitely coming third. However, the upset predicted could be South Africa beating New Zealand, because I think everyone's going to think that first game New Zealand are going to win, but we just don't know. So that would be my upset for that pool. Pool C, I think the 10-14 call this the party pool. England, France, Argentina, USA, Tonga. This is the toughest pool out of the tournament, no doubt. And generally, you'd think England, France. I mean, France haven't even been in the greatest of form lately. However, the baby juniors did win the World Cup, so we need to be on alert for that. So the upset for me, Argentina beating England. That's just a thought. England will still go through, but I think Argentina could cause a bit of chaos and maybe beat England. Pool D, final pool. You've got Australia, Wales, Georgia, Fiji, Uruguay. Again, pretty predictable. You'd think Australia, Wales, definitely. upset. Obviously, Australia are quite known and quite popular within the World Cup and are generally strong, but they've gone through a tough time. So therefore, my prediction, an upset would be Wales beating Australia and Wales topping the log going forward into the quarterfinals as top. And then Fiji, Georgia. I think a lot of people are going to go Georgia to win. I'm going to predict Fiji for an upset there. And then it goes to the knockout stages. Who could win? Who could predict? I mean, we're going to pretty much we have a level out of the ideas we're going to have. But I'd say watch out for Scotland, Argentina. I think they are going to be massive dark horses in this World Cup who could shock us. Especially Argentina. I think they've had an outstanding Super Rugby season, and we need to be on alert for them because what they've achieved has been truly outstanding. But Scotland, you can never count out. I saw a comment yesterday saying people are not talking too much about Scotland, and they need to, because they've got the likes of Finn Russell, Stuart Hogg. I mean, there's quality, and we've got to give them the respect that they deserve. They're a great nation, and I think also France. You know, I am on the low radar there. I haven't done much about France because I haven't seen them in the greatest of form. But like I just mentioned, they did win the Junior World Cup. So anything is possible. Anything can happen. And that's the beauty of the World Cup. You'd think New Zealand are favourites. Of course. Will they win the World Cup? That could be the upset. Could it be finally a Northern Hemisphere team who hasn't won since 2003? Or will we continue to see the dominance of New Zealand? Or could this country, the Springboks, surprise us and win? Or will Australia come out of the box and really shock us all? Anything can happen. And that's the whole excitement and joy I have around this Rugby World Cup, is that anything can happen, and I really think it's going to be the greatest World Cup we are yet to see. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Just thought I'd do predicting the upsets of the World Cup. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think is going to be the upset for you? Will Italy beat South Africa? Could New Zealand maybe not make it? I doubt it, but could. Or will Australia go strong and all the way? Will we see England dominate? Will we see Ireland bring back that form from 2018 into this year? Let me know your thoughts. Anything can happen. That's the beauty of the sport. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. Turn the bell notification so you're always notified for future uploads. So much more to come. So hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.
Make sure you subscribe to his channel for all rugby content. Stay safe and never give up.